bait right there. So as you can see, doing this seal, I kind of need to do the back one too. I don't feel like doing it right now. I mean, I can do it whenever, because here, the reason I'm doing it right now, I don't have to worry about taping the top because I got to paint that. So I still have to sand all that and sand all this. That's why I didn't mask up top. Okay, back here, I got to mask the whole way around. I already painted here, so we can just mask right across there. That one don't look too bad. This bumper and trim paint that I have, I'm gonna have to get more of it. It's a flexible paint, so it's almost like a rubber. It's a little bit of a harder rubber kind of finish, but it's for refinishing bumpers and trim and stuff like that. I already did it over on this far side the other day, and it's dry now, and this seal doesn't feel like I painted it. Like, it actually feels like rubber. But it also doesn't feel like, what do you want to say? Too rubbery. It doesn't feel like plasti dip. It just feels like the seal's, like it's a seal. So, that's why I masked the window. I mean, windows are pretty easy to clean, but I still mask it off, so I didn't have to worry about cleaning it up. I'll take the tape off here soon. But I put a couple coats on there, just to make sure we got good coverage. So that seal is going to look a lot better on there. It almost looks new, which it doesn't leak, so that's a good thing. Anyways, on this video, I want to get this roof finished. This pillar and the roof. So that way the cab is done. So that's what we're focusing on. Right now, I can't mask on that trim because I just painted it, but tomorrow should be good to tape that off and mask it from there. I can still do body work and everything. Until then, we'll just clean up afterwards, and then I'll mask that tomorrow before we go to paint it. But I need to mask everything else off that I can, and then get to prepping. We got to mask this whole, we'll stay like on the inside of here, go across here. So this will get more paint on top of it. I really don't care. We'll scuff it up. Go right around the inside of this, come over, and go right across this line right here, so that you don't see the transition line when I paint that. And that goes the whole way back around, goes back around the back of the cab where I need to paint, so we can follow that line. Then I need to just go ahead and tape this whole thing off so that nothing gets in here when I'm sanding. And then we got to sand. We got lots of paint transition right here from having a visor on here, and then they just painted around it. So we got to get all this cleaned up and smoothed out, which you're still not going to see it because I'm going to put the visors back on. We're going to be painting those too, but I got to get this cleaned up a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer. All right, I need to talk serious with you guys for a second. There. Better? Probably not. You see this thing. Anyways, I am starting a GoFundMe. This is not for me. This is for a family member of mine who is having hard times right now, has having car problems, getting behind on bills, and they're just really low on funds, and it's a holiday season. Now, I'm not telling you guys to go donate to it, but if you do, I appreciate it. If say half of the people that watch my videos donated $1, that would be enough to pay for the bills that they're behind. And I'm just putting that out there, and I don't want to put their information out there, and I don't want to say what is going on with them. I want to try to help them if I can. So if you guys want to, I'll put a link down below in the video, and if you do, I really appreciate it. Back to the content. Boys, this is going to be more fun than I expected. So I started taking a razor across the back section where all that adhesive was and stuff, and just scraping a little bit off. I started scraping paint, and I kept going, and I kept scraping paint, and it just kept going. So this primer paint job that was on here was sticking. What wasn't sticking is the blue paint that this cab was painted underneath. Look at this with a razor. That's the epoxy primer underneath. Smooth, I should say. Very smooth to the touch. And I just went across there with a razor and just kind of right off. So most of this has to come off. So I'm going to have to sand down through to the epoxy primer. And then we're going to have to get a good coat of self-etching primer on top of that. And then I'll probably do some TranStar primer over top of that to get it thick. And then we can sand it. And then we can paint it. Really not. Look at this. Look what I did. How about you finish taping it up before you do that, son? I'm not the brightest crayon in the box. We'll just tell you that. Look at this. Now I took the tape off. That trim looks so much better. Even though, we got to get that. But I just hope that stays when I tape it. Because I don't know. I did wipe everything down really well. So we'll see what happens. So I'm just in here doing my thing. I'm taping, I'm masking, and then I'm sitting here, I was like, I'm forgetting something. Oh, I'm forgetting to record. So here we are. I'm starting to tape, and I'm doing it the smart way. Just laying the thicker tape along the edge close to where I want it to be, and then using this yellow tape here to go around the edges and get close to where I want my line to be. But I need to get this mask off because I'm scraping stuff off the roof, and then it's getting inside. I did vacuum the other side because I had it really bad. Now it started doing it again. I'm special, folks, I'm telling you. So we'll time lapse this. I'm gonna go through here and just mask everything, and then we can get to sand it. I kind of was going over with a razor knife, but it's going to take too long. I just got to sand through all of this. I'm going to have to use, I don't know. I don't have I have 400. 400 on an air sander is it's good to get a finish. I normally use 600, like when I'm sanding primer and stuff, because it sands through pretty quick. 400 is about as low as you want to go and still be able to paint and not be able to see scratches. 600 leaves you a nice smooth finish and with no chance of seeing scratches. So I normally use 600 on my air sander just so I don't burn through real quick, because 400 will go through pretty quick. So just take your time, and since we're going to be priming and stuff, if I had 250, 200 for my air sander, I would use that, but I don't. So, got to use what you got. Oh, correction. I have some 320. That'll help. That's with a bigger grinder even too, with a bigger air sander. And then I just blew butt of my pants out too. So it's going good, guys. We're going good. I got a breeze. Signs that maybe my diet's not going too well. All right, got that done. Now it's time to start sanding. That's the fun part, right? Is it supposed to be fun? As I haven't found it to be fun yet. If you guys figure it out, let me know. Alright, so as you see it now, this is, well, now I see a spot I don't like over here. Oh, let me take a razor knife to that and see if I can chip that off. I just cleaned all this. The reason I took it down to bare metal the whole way across the back and on this side is I had a little bit of surface rust that was under the paint right here. You can see how it kind of etched the metal a little bit. But I ground that all off, and then I found some back there, and it kind of traveled the whole way across, so it's all bare metal and over there. And then up front here, it looks like we have some too, but yeah, I can see where the paint's chipped across the front. I need to get a razor blade and go across that and see what I can chip off. When I get done doing that, next thing we're going to be doing, I didn't finish this leg here or the insides of the door jambs right here. I'll get those tomorrow. But I want to get self-etching primer and Transtar like filler primer on top of this tonight. So it has time to dry, several coats, and then that way whenever... oh, and I sanded this all with 80 grit. there's layers upon layers upon layers, and it was coming off in chunks. I had to sand it down to where I could get it smooth, so that's why it looks in the shape that it's in. But you can see we got bare metal everywhere, so I'll probably just hit the whole thing with self-etching primer and then hit the whole thing with filler primer, just so we get, you know, good coverage. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so now that I breathed in all of the sanding fumes, or all the dust and stuff, I'm going to put a respirator on to spray it. Be smart, kids. Now that's still in the process of drying, so you're going to see tiger stripes in it. But it doesn't really matter because we're going to sand a lot of that off tomorrow. That is to get everything smooth. So I did 3 coats. First self-etching primer, then 3 coats. And if we sand down through to bare metal again, then I have to hit it with self-etching primer again before we put sealer on. So tomorrow, I'm going to come back, hand sand all of this stuff around the inside here. I kind of got, you know, primer on it, but we need to scuff. We'll have to sand the primer off and get into the paint down here to get that scuffed up and ready. We're going to hit it with sealer. Then I still have color left from the last paint job. So, and it's mixed and ready in a sealed container. So I'm going to try that. And yeah, I'm not really worried about this trim. My grease and wax remover actually took that trim paint off, and I sanded through some of the air. So I'm going to have to touch that up again after I get this painted, but I want to make sure that the cab has good paint on it. I know that it won't lift off with hardened clear coat on it. So that's, you know, if we have to touch up, we'll touch up.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that's looking really good. I was thinking about coming out here, guide coating it, and then block sanding it. Man, from here, looking over it, I don't think we need a guide coat. I seriously think I'm just gonna take a block and go over that with 400, 600, 400, 600, I might use 600. But we're gonna block sand that down, and then I need to hand sand the rest of this and take the primer off here, plus scuff the paint just in that area. Yes, well, I'm gonna block out sand. I got a bigger block, I haven't used it yet. It's a flex block, so I have not used that yet, but that's gonna be perfect. It's foam, so you can see what I mean. Bloop, form it. So get some sanding paper out and go to town on that roof, and then we'll get the rest of it and be ready for sealer.
All right, here we go. Went around self-etching primer on a couple areas. Rust reformer over there on that one corner. All sanded and cleaned. It looks shiny, but that's primer and it's sanded. It's just the reflection off the lights. Pretty good. Already have sealer mixed up way too much, which is perfect. Have my perfect ventilated system up here. If you've never seen me do this, all this is a box fan, and I put microfibers on it and taped them to it. These are old dirty microfibers that we're gonna either get washed or thrown in the trash. Throw them on there. That way you're not blowing overspray out into your driveway or out on. You'll learn. Do it once. I learned. That's why I did it. Just a spot. It's right beside the rust reformer, so I'm gonna do that right now. There we go. No more bare metal. Got the heat blowing, so that way, you know, it's nice and warm in here. I'm gonna do that like once, then we're gonna shut it off. I got a heater right there going, and then I got a heater over on the other side going. So, the trick is gonna be on this is getting, oh, well, first off, getting my tape to stick down. Yeah, we're gonna be repainting that. Just getting the paint across the front here. I'm gonna have to get a ladder up here, and hopefully we can spray across the front pretty good with a ladder. I can spray from the back and get mostly to the front, but I want to spray this way too. If you are spraying at a distance, and you're gonna get light spray across the front. So I need to get the ladder up here. I almost got to move the ladder from side to side just so I can get good coverage on that front strip. And I'll probably do it first, then do everything, then go to the back and get up into bed and do what I can do from there. Alright, now we're going to add a splash of color, and I already have some from the last job. I put a cap on it, left it in the cup. I'm going to mix up more and throw it in there with that. I also have the metallic black. I have a good bit of that mixed up still. Why not? Coat number one looks good, if I do say so myself. I'm looking for striping because it looked like it wasn't laying even. Actually, it looks really good. The roof is not that bad. It actually looks really good. Okay, keep moving. clear coat's mixed up. I got it in my gun. Turn my cameras on. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, it's amazing the subtle game that you are playing, and you don't even know I exist. But you have got me on your hit list, and you're conspiring. Girl, you are sexual and bad, and now you got this on your conscience. Because now I'm unresponsive. Oh, but call your mama, tell her you love her. That's not bad for you. Run through the fire, I walk the wire. I would sell everything I own.
Coat number 2. First coat looks really good. Come over here and look at her. A little bit of dirt in it, not much, but you know, garage paint job. It is what it is. Looks good. Let's get some more on this.
We can feel the floor underneath our feet. Fire shots through my chest as you watch me bleed. Every kick, drum hit is a symphony. Every brush of your curves is the air I breathe. You speak, I am listening. Sweat rolls, girl, you're glistening. Slow-mo, pull me into the light, the light. There are people watching us, wishing they were obvious, instead of giving into the fright, the fright.
So guys, it turned out wonderful. The cab is complete minus the doors, which I think I'm going to do in the next episode. But you are not going to see that episode for a while. I am taking a break. If you guys want to donate to what I said at the beginning of the video, I greatly appreciate it if you did. If you can't or you didn't, it's fine. I'm just asking for anybody that wanted to help that please do. So the next video that I go live with, we're going to be putting the new door seals in, sanding the doors off of the truck, then mounting them to the truck, because I have been told that metallics lay different according to how you spray them. So if I have them laying down, it's going to be different than how I sprayed the side of the truck. So I'm going to mount the doors, and then we're going to spray them on the truck. Only the outsides of the door needs to be done. I need to tear the doors back apart anyways to finish all the seals and stuff like that. I'm going to be doing that off video. So the next video, the doors will be partially finished. I need to get the door handles off so I can spray everything. The door handles need painted. Yeah, it's lots of stuff going on here. But the cab looks wonderful now. 10 times better than it ever did. And all it took was a little bit of time and effort. The roof turned out way better than I expected it to. I can tell you that. I mean, that metallic just, that color. I love the color. It's smooth. And I mean, like, you can't see any transitions or anything from all of those levels of paint and stuff like that. The roof turned out wonderful. So I'm very happy with that. And like I said, this joint for the roof is where we put our mask line, and if you look for it, you can see it right at it. But I mean, who's gonna notice that? For real.
The other mask line we did was down here below this, like right there. But if you guys like the color that we're making this truck, go ahead, smash that like button. Drop me a comment down below. Tell me if you like it, or if you don't, or if it doesn't really matter because it's not your truck yet. Can be in the future. That dislike button if your mom's looking forward to putting the armrest up in this sucker. And we'll see you on the next episode on Wreck.
Got your Christmas collar on there, yes. Oh, just in time. Slowly. Oh my. You got your Christmas collar on? Oh, look at the Santa Claus. Oh, look at the little bow. He's like, I do not care. He does not care. Shelled it. Oh, another yawn. Oh, you kitties got yawns. What's your collar? Oh, look at Santa Claus. You ready for Santa? This will be your first Christmas. Yawns from everybody. Bunch of sleepy kitties in this house. Huh? What? There it is. More Santa Clauses. You're all ready for Santa Claus. Well, I hope you're good this year. Do you want to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye.